Hey guys, from back again. Welcome to my 4 months review of the Google Pixel 7a. I just finished using the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and also the Pixel Fold, but all along I have kept my Pixel 7a, and overall I still think it is a really good value. I know in one of my most recent videos I was a little bit harsh, dubbing the 7a as possible bust of the year, but now ironically, after using two expensive phones back to back, it made me appreciate the 7a even more. And best of all, it costs 1/4 the price of the other two folding phones. And here are the three main reasons why I prefer the 7a over the folding phones. First of all, it's just the design, size, and weight. Those are not three reasons, those are all part of one reason. But as fun as it is to use a folding phone, for me, it personally doesn't fit my lifestyle. I don't really have the luxury to sit down, open up the tablet experience, watch videos, play games, and all that on a day-to-day basis. Being a new dad, I'm always on the go, holding the baby with one hand. On the other hand, most of the time I have to rely on one-handed use, and that is not really an optimal situation for both folding phones, given that they are so heavy. Pixel Fold in particular is even heavier. But going back to the 7a, I really appreciate how light and compact it is in the hand. Just in general, I think compact phones are just much easier to use. I know the larger phones generally tend to cost more, but for me personally, I've always preferred the overall value phone over the $1,000 phones any day. But I do know why all folding phones cost $2,000 after taxes. You're basically paying for the new design, the newer technology. You're paying for the ability to have a folding screen. Usually the mid-range phone or the low-end flagship phone, you generally get the most bang for your buck. Both folding phones are very hard to handle on a day-to-day basis because it is so heavy. It's challenging to open up with one hand. With the Fold 5, you get a really thin and slim display, so it's awkward to use some of the apps. With the Pixel Fold, you get a more close to a traditional display, but the phone itself is so heavy that I'm always afraid I'm going to drop it when using it with one hand. Best of all, the Pixel 7a, these days you can get it for $300 for a renew version, $500 for a brand new version. So depending on how much you spend, you can get a pretty good deal on the 7a. During the whole time of me using both folding phones, I have always kept the 7a just because for the camera alone. I record a lot of videos using the Pixel 7a, including this one itself. I think the quality looks really good compared to even like the Galaxy camera, and is comparable to the Pixel Fold camera as well. And best of all, since it's so light and easy to use, it's very easy to hold and record in one hand, and you don't need to deal with all the extra bulk and weight. I find that in the Pixel 7a, all the advanced features that they advertise, like the magic eraser is kind of gimmicky, the photo and blur, I use it like once. So most of these things are not really notable for me, but I do like the calling options whenever you have to dial into an 800 numbers and you have to select from a menu. It's very useful that Google have everything transcribed so you can read the menu. In case you're not listening, you don't need to listen to the whole menu again. And it even has selection on the screen where you can pick from the options that are available. So I think that part is very useful when you're making phone calls. I don't make a bunch of phone calls, but occasionally need to call the doctor, schedule an appointment for my mom and things like that, and just having that menu makes life a little bit easier. And I've been using the Android 14 beta, and the battery life has actually improved for me significantly given my busy lifestyle. In my most recent day of using it, I woke up at 6 a.m. and by 6 p.m. is at 20%, and by 8 p.m. it was at 10%. So that's at least 12 to 14 hours of battery life under light usage. This is a normal work day for me. I work from home, so I'm not spending a lot of time on my actual phone itself, but this is still a pretty big improvement from a few months earlier when I was only getting 8 to 10 hours, even with minimal usage. But what I noticed with the Android 14 update, or at least with the Android 14 beta, there has been significant improvement in standby time. And as summer is coming to an end, I'm no longer walking outside under the blazing sun, putting a lot of heat and pressure on this phone that already generally get hot enough as is. So I expect that in the fall or in the cool weather, this phone will do pretty well since it doesn't have to deal with the hot summer heat every time I get in the car or walk outside. So you live in a warm climate area, I might stay away from this phone, but if you live in a colder climate, then I think it should be fine. Software wise, you're getting 3 years of software update, which is less than what Samsung has to offer, but it's still nice that Google give you the ability to try the beta program and everything like that as they're coming out. And these phones cost a fraction of what all the other flagship phones cost. So even after 3 years, it's not the end of the world to get the next budget phone available. And just for the hardware itself, it is holding up pretty well. I don't use any screen protectors or cases on my phone. I dropped this phone at least 5 to 10 times on the hardwood floor, one time on the concrete outside, and it managed to survive all the abuse. And if you look really closely, you can see all the scratches on the front of the display, on the actual glass, even like the back of the screen. There are scratches around the edges. Luckily, I haven't shattered the glass or anything yet on this phone, but just handling the abuse just fine. Occasionally, I accidentally throw it in the same pocket as my keys, so all these minor cosmetic scuffles don't really bother me at all. If I'm looking for it, I'll see it, but on a day-to-day basis, if I just use my phone normally, holding it, looking at the screen, nothing really stand out to me or anything like that. Fingerprint sensors still kind of suck on this phone, but it is what it is. At least it has the face unlock to back it up, even though it is less secure, but just in terms of ease of use, making life easier, I always have it turned on anyways. For the most part, I'm just working from home, so I don't gotta worry about anybody running up on me, stealing my phone or anything like that. And one could also make the joke that no one really steals Android phone anyways, as much as I love Android phone, but I think people are more likely to steal iPhones. But even so, a lot of phones these days, they are all equipped with Find My Phone and all these capabilities, so a little bit harder to get your phone stolen. Not impossible, but anyways. So the Pixel 7a is still an overall excellent mid-range phone. It has a decent design, looks pretty much identical to the regular Google Pixel 7. One can think it is ugly, other might think it looks cool. At least it's unique and you know it is a Pixel phone. Plastic back is a fingerprint magnet. I hope they change it into a matte design or something at a later point. Although right now I have my phone on a tripod recording these videos, having the reflective back allows me to see my face and frame myself while I'm recording this. So anyway, it's kind of like a built-in mirror preview screen depending on how you look at it. Battery life did improve significantly with Android 14. Charging is still slow, it's only 18 watt. It has like 5 watt wireless charging, which is almost useless. But at the end of the day, this phone costs anywhere from $300 to $500, so you can't really complain that much. It has amazing video quality if you record a lot of videos. The camera takes awesome photos as well. And it is one of the best cameras you can get in smartphone in general, so you can't really complain for the price. Overall, I still think the 7a is a great value for the money. And with the new Android 14 update, I don't notice it overheating it as much, and the battery has improved significantly. So it's nice to see that these phones do improve over time, and I do like it more today than I did a month ago. So if anyone is still looking for a great mid-range phone with an awesome camera system, a decent battery life, and timely software update, I actually would wait another month or so until the Pixel 8 comes out. At that point, you might be better off getting the regular Google Pixel 7, or even the 7a might be discounted further, even though it is already a good deal today. But I would imagine that there should be more sales coming up as Google prepare to push out the Pixel 8. So there you have it. I have been using a $2,000 phones over the last few months, and I feel like this $300 phone hold up just fine for the most part for a lot of everyday normal people. If you don't live in extreme hot climate areas. So far, I've been using the Pixel 7a as a bridge phone, as I jump from phone to phone. Right now, I'm waiting for my Galaxy Z Flip 5 to come in so I can do my daily videos on that. But I'll keep the 7a around to record videos and see how it ages. But thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Let me know you find this video to be helpful. Check out my daily blogs on the 7a if you haven't already, or even the Pixel Fold series if you are interested in that. Appreciate the time as always, and see you guys in the next video.